Hello, people of the internet. Welcome back to another Minecraft mod video, and today I'm gonna be showing you create the factory must grow. And wrong button. This basically adds like a bunch of like diesel pump stuff, like oil and refining oil and stuff, and let's just jump into it. So first you need to get cast iron, which is just iron and coal in a huge mixing, and then use cast iron ingot and a block of industrial iron to make a coke coal or coke oven, and you also need to craft an exhaust pipe. I'll show you why in a minute. With andesite bars, two cast iron pipes, and some cast iron ingots. And the cast iron pipes are just like the normal create pipes, but cast iron instead of copper. So, and take 9 coke oven blocks, and you right click it with a wrench to make a coke oven, and you just need to throw in some coal. I'm gonna hit it, and it'll just spit out coke coal after a while. It takes a while to make it, but you also have to pipe out the exhaust and ferrocite, I think that's what it's called, and show you what that's for in a minute. And just wait for this to make some coke coal. And it just spits it out. So I have a bunch of funnels here, and you get coke coal. And next you have to crush the coke coal to get coke coal dust. Next you need blasting mixture, which is from crushed raw iron and lime sand, which you get this from crushing limestone. Next you need hardened wood, which is just chrysolite on any type of wood, and you get hardened planks. Next you can find fire clay, which is just like normal clay. You just break it and you get fire clay balls, which you smelt into fireproof bricks and make fireproof brick blocks and reinforcements. Most importantly, you make the blast furnace output with 1 fireproof brick and some cast iron ingots and a cast iron pipe. You take the coke coal dust, some blasting mixture, and a fuel source. I'm just using normal coal. That I will melt it down into molten steel and molten slag. and once that all you get molten steel, molten slag that you mix up into normal slag, and that's to make concrete, which we'll get into later. And next you'll need a casting spout and a casting basin, which is, spout is cast iron ingots, framed glass, cast iron pipe. Basin is just some cast iron ingots. And next you need a mold. You can make an ingot mold or a block mold, which is just clay in a stone cutter. And then you put it in there, spout it, and use a funnel to take it out eventually. And you get a steel ingot. And you can make a bunch of stuff with steel ingot in the stone cutter, like scaffolding, truss, rebar, and screws, which will be important later. But most importantly, you can take the steel ingot on hardened wood to make a steel casing. And then you also take steel ingot and press it 3 times. To make a heavy plate. And then the heavy plate on the steel casing to make a heavy machinery casing. You also need aluminum, which you get, my mouse will work, you get from crushing bauxite, I think it's called. You get crushed raw aluminum, smelt it down to aluminum. And now you need a steel mechanism, which is a heavy plate, steel ingot, aluminum ingot, screw, and a screwdriver, which is rebar and aluminum. Press it, and you get a steel mechanism. There is a chance you get a steel mechanism, but there is a chance that it'll make like random junk, so watch out for that. Next is some stuff you need to craft in mechanical crafters. You need a surface scanner, which is heavy plates, compass, heavy machinery casing, shaft, 2 copper sheets, and 2 steel mechanisms. The mechanical input is steel mechanism, heavy machinery casing, and a shaft. The pump jack crank, 2 plates, a string, rebar, machinery casing. The pump jack base, 2 steel plates, string, 2 steel mechanisms, heavy machinery casing, 4 4 heavy plates and an industrial pipe, which is steel in a stone cutter. Next, you need a pump jack hammer holder. There's some steel ingots, industrial iron blocks, steel truss, and screws. Now, with all of that crafted, you take the surface scanner, give it some rotation of power, and it will point to an oil deposit in some direction. And over here, I got it. Found the oil deposit. Go all the way down to bedrock for it, and then come all the way back up with industrial pipes. So apparently, before I started recording, they actually changed some stuff. So now we need, I couldn't get this to work, so now you need a pump jack hammer holder, which is some steel truss, screws, and aluminum. Pump jack hammer parts, steel ingot, and stone cutter, hammer connector, hammer part with aluminum ingots, hammer head, some blocks of steel, and a heavy plate. So yeah, I hadn't played around with this new version, so I don't know how to get this to work. So moving on. What is probably the same is need to refine the crude oil that you get from that in a distillery tower. Need distillery tower controls and output, 6 outputs with industrial pipes in between, and steel fluid pipes, blaze burners. So the distillery tower control is some heavy plates, electron tubes, display board, machinery casing, and steel mechanisms. And the outputs are heavy plates, steel pipes, steel fluid tank. And you put crude oil into the distillery tower. You get heavy oil. Yeah. Crude oil goes in, you get heavy oil, diesel, kerosene, naphtha, gasoline, and LPG. LPG you can't bucket, so I just have an LPG engine here. I'll show that off later. Next you need cast iron distillery towers. Over here, the controls are cast iron ingots, cast iron pipe, and electron tube, and steel mechanism. The outputs are cast iron ingots and cast iron pipes. And come over here, the heavy oil, you distill it, you get more diesel, so I just have that piped out here. and you get lubrication oil, which that will be useful later. You also get sulfur dust and bitumen. I think that's what that's called. I don't know. And you also distill the naphtha. You get propylene and ethylene. The propylene you can mix up into plastic, and then you press it to get plastic sheets right here. And the ethylene can also be made into plastic, or you can mix it with water to get cooling fluid. And have a LPG engine here to show off how the engines work. You have to pipe in fuel to the front and pipe exhaust out the back and supply it with a redstone signal. You just use a lever to do full speed, or use an analog lever to control the speed. I just flip the normal lever. Speed. The max stress units is 14,850 and speed of 225. Next, to actually make the engines, you need an engine base, which is some heavy plates, shaft, and machinery casing. Next, you need a spark plug, which is some flint and aluminum, and an engine chamber, which is a spark plug, aluminum, and a steel mechanism. Now, to make the gasoline engine, you need engine chamber, screws, screwdriver, lubrication oil on an engine base. You have to do this 8 times. So I guess I had it mixed up. This is the LPG engine, not the gasoline engine. And you get 2, so you can craft the engine back. So you get the front and the back. This is the gasoline engine, which is lubrication oil, engine chamber, screws, screwdriver, engine base. Again, 8 times, so I'm going to speed this up. And you get 2, like the LPG engine. Over here is the turbine engine, which you need a turbine blade. It is just aluminum and rebar. Turbine engine, turbine blade, screws, screwdriver, lubrication oil, steel mechanism. Again, 8 times. And turbine. The last of the engines is the diesel engine, which is steel ingot, aluminum ingots, another steel ingot, 4 steel mechanisms, heavy machinery casing, steel fluid pipe tank, and some heavy plates. And over here is the gasoline engine. Get to work. I don't have any gasoline. Works just like the LPG engine. 14,850. I think that's the same as the LPG engine. Need kerosene for the turbine engine. Yeah, they have the same as stress units. So why? I actually don't understand why they would have the same stress unit capacity. Okay then. Next is the diesel engine, which obviously uses diesel, and pipe exhaust also needs air intake, which is a propeller, which is that andesite bars, machinery casing, and a shaft, and this has 20,480 stress units at a speed of 128. And you can also make a diesel engine expansion with steel fluid pipes, steel fluid tanks, industrial pipes, machinery casing, and andesite bar. Just clear all this out. This also takes diesel, takes lubrication oil, exhaust, and cooling fluid, and air. This gives it 24,560 stress units at a speed of 128, which is the same speed, but more stress units, basically. Next, you can make concrete, but first you need cement, which is lime sand and clay balls mixed together to get cement, and mix the cement with water, gravel, and what is that? Slag. So gravel, slag, water, and cement to make concrete, and that you can just bucket out, or you can use a framework block, which is some wood in the stone cutter, or make rebar framewood, which is framewood with rebar, and you just pipe in the concrete. So the framework isn't working for me for some reason, but you can also just put concrete in a bucket, place down, and it will eventually dry into a concrete block. I don't know why that's not working. And you can also make rebar concrete that is explosion proof. And like I said, the concrete will eventually dry into a block. You can sink down into the cement. And you can also make asphalt from gravel, sand, and the bitumen in a mixer to make asphalt, which you can also bucket, but you can't use the frame wood. And like the concrete, that will just eventually dry into a block. You can also make a quad potato cannon from heavy plates, steel pipes, steel mechanisms, rebar, and industrial pipes. And like the normal potato cannon, it shoots potatoes, but four. Thump, thump. Next, you can make a napalm bomb from aluminum and napalm, which is, if I grab it here, napalm, gasoline, and aluminum. You can make napalm, make a napalm bomb. And come over here, light it, step back, makes a small explosion and spreads a bunch of fire everywhere. Next, you can make thermite powder from pressing crimsite and aluminum, and you can use the thermite to make a thermite grenade with 4 thermite powder and aluminum. You can make a zinc grenade with zinc and sulfur dust, or a copper grenade with 4 copper. And throw these. They don't damage any blocks, they just spread fire. Zinc grenades, green fire, and copper blue fire. So that is everything. I hope you liked the video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell so you are notified whenever I upload again. Follow me on Instagram at LittleKeg03, and I will see you next time. Bye.